Last we can see glittering rookie shortstop Nomar Garcia-Parra. We are set for baseball in Game 1 of an 8-game homestand. The Athletics against the Red Sox. Hello again, everybody. Welcome to an evening of Oakland A baseball on Sports Channel. Nice and dry we are. Greg Papa with Ray Fosse. We will not see the former Red Sox and the current A DH Jose Canseco. He took some swings during batting practice. Will be activated tomorrow. More on that later. But what about the pitching staff? How are they coming back, trying to get back in the rotation?
Bob Cluck said the four-man rotation is over. It will be Mike Oquist on Thursday, Brad Rigby on Saturday. So the five-man is back intact right now.
Andrew Lorraine will pitch tonight, his second start for the A's. A good one in his opener. He beat Mike Mussine in Baltimore on the road trip, but tonight he faces maybe baseball's toughest challenge. The Boston Red Sox are hitting .299 as a team, Ray. Whenever you face the Red Sox, you think of Mo Vaughn. But I ask you, is Mo Vaughn still the best player on this team, or is it Nomar Garcia-Parra now?
Mo Vaughn's too big. I'll say he is. But I tell you what, Nomar Garcia-Parra is doing everything. Of course, the Rookie of the Year, he's going to win that hands down. He hits the ball, he runs the bases, he steals bases, he drives in runs, everything you want out of a leadoff hitter. But I think especially he does a tremendous job at shortstop. He catches everything that's thrown to him, and he has some of the greatest feet that I've ever seen for a shortstop.
All right, left-hander Steve Avery will pitch for the Red Sox. He was the big free agent signee away from Atlanta. 4 starts, but he's pitched well since the break. He'll be opposed by the other lefty. Andrew will hope to sing in Lorraine tonight. Oh, I've got water on the brain. We're back with the first pitch.
Budweiser withstood the test.
Raining considerably harder right now than just 5 or 10 minutes ago. We're going to play this game. Here's Sandy Alderson, the A's president and GM, out with Clay Wood, the head groundskeeper here, and the home plate umpire and crew chief Rich Garcia. We thought we were going to start in just moments, but right now I think we may have a change in plans.
You know, this is the same way it was in Milwaukee on Sunday. They said, okay, we're going to take the tarp off. They announced 2 different times that they were going to start the game within 20 minutes. They no more got the tarp off. They had to hurry up and put it back on, and just started coming in, and exactly the same way it is tonight. And this is much harder than what it was earlier.
The information from the National Weather Service the A's received about 10 minutes ago said the rain would stop at 7:45, and that's the reason. Even though it continued to rain lightly, they decided to remove the tarpaulin from the field, roll it up, and put it back down along the railings in foul ground. But obviously right now the fact that it has started to rain even harder has this game in a delay. We are hoping to see Andrew Lorraine tonight against Steve Avery and the Boston Red Sox. What complicates the matter somewhat certainly is the fact this is the last time that Boston will be in this season. They are scheduled to play a game tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. They're also scheduled to play a game on Thursday, so they could play a doubleheader. Probably tomorrow would be to get this thing out of the way.
Usually the rule of thumb is that you play the doubleheader the first day possible instead of waiting until Thursday. You can't take a chance something happening then.
Well, here's good news for baseball fans. Rich Garcia, after consulting with Clay Wood and Sandy Alderson, says, mush, let's go onward and play. As Andrew Lorraine takes the mound here. A little different condition for Andrew tonight than last Wednesday in Baltimore when it was a very sticky 89 degrees. 66 degrees and a little wet tonight. Here's the way the Red Sox will come at him. Baseball's most feared lineup, hitting at .299. Garcia-Parra will lead it off, followed by John Valentin at third base, then Mo Vaughn. Right away you get 300 hitters. They put in Will Cordero in the cleanup spot. Reggie Jefferson, who may win the batting title this year, will bat 5th against the left-hander. Bill Hasselman will catch Avery tonight. Troy O'Leary at 316. Jeff Fry at 311. It never ends. And then they have Darren Bragg batting number 9 and playing in center field.
And tonight's starting pitcher for the Athletics is Andrew Lorraine. Let's take a look at his numbers, brought to you by Cragen Auto Parts. Lorraine, as Greg mentioned, won his first major league game against the Orioles in his start last Wednesday at Baltimore. 5 innings, only 1 earned run. Andrew Lorraine, probably more impressively than anything, with a fastball to Jeffrey Hammond's 3-1 and 3-2. Rare back with the bases loaded, struck him out. 290-mile-an-hour fastball. Brian Lesher in left field, Ernie Young in center, Matt Stairs in right. Mark Bellhorn is at third, Rafael Bornegall at shortstop, Scott Spezio at second, Jason Giambi is at first, Izzy Molina, his first start since a week ago Sunday. And game 1 of the doubleheader against the Brewers is behind the plate. He's the mutter for the Athletics, putting on the catching gear.
There's Jimmy Williams, left the Atlanta Braves in their great string of success. their third base coach since 1990 to join the Red Sox. It's been a difficult year overall. Lately they're playing better, and certainly he's had a chance to watch Nomar Garcia-Parra. We had a chance to see him September the 1st last year against John Wasden, then with the A's, and for Nomar Garcia-Parra, it was a memorable moment.
He had a very rough road trip. Is this number one for Garcia-Parra, his first major league home run?
And certainly just a hint of what would come. He would hit 3 more before the close of September last year. He has hit 21 this year, and tonight he brings a 20-game hitting streak into this ball game. He went too far on the first pitch. It is strike 1 with Rich Garcia behind the plate. Garcia, the crew chief, and he will take over now that we've begun the game as far as the rain element. Garcia-Parra takes it to left field. Brian Lesher will slop back in the sloppiness and put it away. With the raindrops falling in their eyes, that will be something to contend with for the outfielders.
Home run in Boston. It's about 308 feet down the line in left field at Fenway. Yeah, Garcia-Parra, the one thing about him, and I don't know how much it will change, if any, as his career goes, but he swings a lot of first pitches. He's very aggressive as a leadoff hitter. Of course, when you put up the kind of numbers he has, might as well let him swing the bat.
Well, maybe long term he's not a leadoff hitter. We'll talk about that when he comes up later in the game. Here's John Valentin. After Nomar Garcia-Parra, the shortstop, leads off, you go right to Valentin, who's playing at third these days for the injured Tim Naring, giving Boston a formidable left side of the infield. Giambi and Spezio chase it. Giambi now by himself. What a play by Giambi. Stumbling over the tarpaulin, which is covering the right field bullpen. Sensationally done by Giambi, and he looks back and shares a light moment with Matt Stairs. That's the second out of the inning.
Well, it's tough anyway because of the bullpen mound, but then when you put the tarp down there, he got caught in the tarp as he was going after the ball, concentrating all the time on the baseball. Right there, tripped on the tarp, kept the baseball, ran over Scott Spezio, and a great play for out number 2.
Well, it's very dangerous because the baseball players are wearing the cleats to run right over that tarp. You're almost assuredly going to fall. Jason hung with it. Here's Mo Vaughn, who will have to contend with the elements at first base tonight. Mo being overlooked a bit, but he's still 6th in the American League with a .329 batting average. He is tied for 9th with the 26 home runs. Pulls this one foul. 1 ball and 1 strike on Mo Vaughn. A's are putting the hit dog shift on, bringing shortstop Rafael Mortegold over to the right side and playing third baseman Mark Bellhorn in the usual shortstop position. Andrew Lorraine, good pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Mo Vaughn.
Well, remember the first of the year, the A's went into Boston. He had yet to hit a home run, Mo Vaughn, and he's now 26 on August the 19th. So he's eventually going to hit his 30 to 40 a season.
And it also includes Ray, his first ever stint on the disabled list in June. Last year Mo hit 44 homers, and the year before in his MVP season he had 39. 2-2 pitch from 25-year-old Andrew Lorraine. He showed a very good fastball last Wednesday night in Baltimore, and also he has a good changeup, and he likes to pitch inside. Does he like to pitch outside in the rain is the question now. We'll find out tonight.
He better, because he's there.
So far so good, getting Garcia-Parra and Valentin. Now he's got 2-2 on Mo Vaughn. Jammed him. Good pitch. Going out is Bellhorn, and he makes the play, kind of stabbing at it. Mo Vaughn is retired. A 1-2-3 top of the first for Andrew Lorraine. We'll come back and watch Steve Avery. We'll see how the left-hander does. Chicago and Milwaukee, the A's are back home tonight to begin an 8-game homestand. And here's the way the A's will bat, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Mark Bellhorn will lead it off for Art Howe, followed by Rafael Mortegold. Brian Lesher will bat third and play in left field. Magadan out of the lineup against the left-hander Avery. Matt Stairs will hit cleanup. Patrick Lennon is in. He will DH tonight. Jason Giambi down to 6th. Scott Spezio will hit 7th. Ernie Young is in center field. And Izzy Molina in the starting lineup for the first time since August the 10th.
And left-hander Steve Avery, of course, formerly with the Atlanta Braves, now with the Boston Red Sox, signing during the offseason. 6-3. He also has spent some time on the disabled list, making his first ever start against the Athletics. Magadan has faced him. Other than that, nobody on the Athletics club has faced the left-hander. Will Cordell is in left field, Darren Bragg in center, Troy O'Leary is in right field, John Valentin at third, Nomar Garcia-Parra is at shortstop, Jeff Fry at second, Mo Vaughn at first, Bill Hasselman, back from the disabled list, is behind the plate.
Boston Red Sox committed 62 and 63 overall. They've won their last 4 and 10 of their last 14. This is the closest they've been to 500 since May the 7th. They have not been at 500 since they began the year at 14 and 12. Here's Avery's 1-0 pitch to Bellhorn, and he shoots it straight up, and that will be chased by Hasselman up against the screen. Just runs out of room, crashing into the backstop. Good effort by Bill Hasselman.
Just got off the disabled list. He can't be doing things like that.
Well, that certainly looks scary, Ray. I wonder how it sounded. Well, fittingly, he has the goalie-style mask on. Looked like he was crashing into the boards there. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Avery to Bellhorn, 2-1. Bellhorn just 4 for 23 on the road trip. Although he did hit a home run off of Mike Messina in Lorraine's last start. Pulls this one right to Valentin. Flips it up into his bare hand. Mo on the back step. And Bellhorn is retired. 1 away.
Should be an adventure tonight. Infield as well as the outfield. This grass is slippery and wet. The dirt is sometimes a little muddy now. And you see the rain coming down as a ground ball to Valentin. And pops it right up. There's no way he could get a very good grip. So just kind of flipped the ball over to Mo Vaughn. Mo stepping off the bag. Well, that's tough. Caught it on the heel of the glove. This is where you want to try to throw the ball 4 seams so you don't get too much movement, except for the slipperiness coming out of your hand.
Avery misses with the first one to Rafael Bornegal. There's a strike from the plate umpire Garcia. Bornegal lost his 10-game hitting streak Saturday in Milwaukee, and then yesterday, or Sunday I should say, he had an upset stomach, was a late scratch. Bornegal going to drop one in here to left center field. 11 hits in his last 12 games. Yesterday the A's were in Edmonton, where it was a gorgeous day. You have to go to Alberta, Canada, Ray, to find good weather these days, huh?
Rafi just dropped the top hand on it and found the left center field gap here at the Coliseum.
Highly unusual. They've not had a rain out in Oakland in the months of June, July, and August. They had only 18 total in the 30-year history. She's having a lot of fun now. There's a strike to Brian Lesher. Well, I certainly felt for you and Bill King and Ken Korak on Sunday, having to endure 3 hours and 49 minutes of a rain delay before they finally began the game at just after 5 o'clock Milwaukee time. How absurd, huh?
But if you're going to have a long rain delay, what better place to have it than County Stadium, where the clubhouse is the clubhouse is about as big as this booth.
Oh, yeah.
The press box is smaller.
That's right. Little antiquated in Milwaukee. Former home of the Braves. Steve Avery, a most successful Brave. 9 years in their chain. Last 6.5 in Atlanta. Part of 5 straight division championship clubs. Went to the World Series 4 times. And of course they won the championship in '95. Gave it all up to come to Boston, where he has struggled at Fenway. But pitched decently on the road. He's pitched much better since the All-Star break, Ray. He was 2-2 with an ERA of 5.55 at the break. In the second half he is 4-1, and he has trimmed the ERA to 4.79 in the second half. He knows Jimmy Williams well. He holds runners very well, Avery. There's a good low fastball that he gets from Garcia. Well, Garcia's given Avery the inside fastball. Now he's given him the fastball at or below the knees. It's 2-2 on Lesher. Hasselman sets up away. Ooh. Throws Lesher with a fastball on the outside corner. Strike 3. 2 outs.
You notice Avery, a lot of times you'll see a left-hander whose fastball will sink away from right-handers. He seems to throw, of course, his delivery right over the top. Watch how straight this ball is on the outside corner. It was like a four-seamer, even maybe a little cutter, a backdoor cutter. But instead of the motion, the movement of the ball going away from the right-hander, staying right on the corner.
There's the red-hot Matt Stairs. What a great road trip. He had 391, 9 for 23. 4 doubles and 3 home runs included in the 9 hits. As you mentioned, the A's have never seen Steve Avery before. The only guy in the lineup or on the roster that has ever faced him is Dave Magadan, and he's not in tonight. Although Magadan had hit well against Avery in their National League duels. Well, for that matter, no member of the Red Sox has ever seen Andrew Lorraine, so we're even, huh?
And it's raining for both sides, so that part is even as well. Matt Stairs yesterday, probably the highlight of the trip to Edmonton. Homer, the mascot for the Edmonton Trappers, was out in full force.
Ball gets away from Hasselman. Down to second base goes Bornegall into scoring position with 2 outs.
Matt Stairs had 1 at bat at about the 7th inning. Homer came out of the A's clubhouse area, and it was Matt Stairs in the uniform of Homer. This ball just stays down on the ground. Very tough to get a bounce, as muddy as it is here. Matt said it was so hot in there. He said he lasted probably no more than 5 minutes in the uniform, and he said what really upset him, and he says he really appreciates the mascots, because he said all these little kids are just beating all over him. And he said I was getting so upset I had to get in the clubhouse and take the uniform off.
And grab an 8-year-old by the neck. Yeah. Let go, kid. Ooh, Avery gets another inside fastball. Rich Garcia may be in a hurry to get this game completed tonight in the rain. He has the Leslie Nielsen type strike zone.
And it's kind of tough on the A's, because then the same for the Sox. I mean, not seen the pitcher. You want to try to get an idea of what to throw him, but I think they better start swinging a bat.
Matt Stairs trying to get out of the way of that high fastball, and on his check swing attempt hit the bat. Count is 2-2 against Stairs, the former Red Sox. He was with Boston for a couple of years in '94 and '95, and actually played with the Sox in Boston for the tail end of the '95 year. They had no idea he would become this kind of player, though, with 20 bombs this year. Avery took something off there and strikes him out of a nice changeup. Single for Bornegall is all the A's get in the rain in the first, and we are scoreless after 1. In the offseason, they got him done on January the 10th after many weeks of negotiations. They gave him a 1-year deal. He has options for next year, and the Red Sox have an option for a possible 3rd year. It's not been a very good first year with the Boston Red Sox, certainly, but Avery, as we said, has been pitching much better lately.
Well, the way he showed in the top or the bottom half of the first inning, looks like he's free and easy with his fastball, breaking ball every once in a while, the changeup. But I think the most important thing, the way he spots his fastball inside as well as away from the hitters. Joe Kerrigan is pitching coach next to him. Interesting that Kerrigan was hired before the manager Jimmy Williams was hired.
Interesting seating by the fans. For some reason, they're all bunched. Oh, I guess they want to get under the cover, huh? Will Cordero blasts one. They better duck for cover right off the scoreboard down that top deck in the third base side. Will Cordero. Wilfredo Cordero, we'll call him tonight, having a very good year, although most of the attention for Cordero has been off the field. Unfortunately, jumps on this one, and the count is 0-2 against Andrew Lorraine.
Well, he's always been a good hitter. Strong swing.
Got jammed. There's his strength. That's into the corner in left field. Brian Lesher will pick it up in the mud and fire it to the cutoff man Bornegall. Will Cordero, showing off his strength, picks up a double, leading off the Boston second.
He tried to get inside, and watch how quickly he pulls his hands in. Clears the hands, gets the good part of the bat on the ball, and Brian Lesher can only get down to the corner and carefully pick the ball up and get it back into the infield.
So he's in scoring position for Reggie Jefferson, who stands an outstanding shot at winning the American League Batting Championship this year, even though your morning paper won't reflect these numbers. Jefferson at 358 has the edge on Frank Thomas. Right now he is 11 plate appearances short of qualifying, but if you give him the 0 for 11, he would be at 347 and still on top of Frank Thomas. And that's what they do. Tony Gwynn won the National League Batting Championship, being given those string of zeros that gave him enough to qualify. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Andrew Lorraine to Reggie, and he takes it, offering it a low one. To qualify for the batting title, you need to get 3.1 plate appearances for every game your team plays. So 162 times 3.1, you have to get 502 total trips to the plate to qualify for the batting championship. Lays off that pitch, 2-2. You know about the hit dog in Boston, Ray? They call this guy the hit cat. Wow, a little bit of water down there. Some spots not to be tonight. Reggie takes this one sharply to right. Matt Stairs gets back. It's off his glove, but that will bounce. Cordero now coming around third. Wendell Kim will wave him in, and Boston has the 1-0 lead. It's going to be a rough night to play in the outfield tonight.
It looked like the ball was knuckling a little bit as it got out to Matt Stairs. Once he got to it, thought he was going to catch it rather easily. And hanging breaking ball, too much in the middle of the plate. Stairs was there, put the glove up, and he had to reach back over his head to make the catch. And Cordero just trying to go softly around the bases, trying to keep his footing.
It is a double for Reggie Jefferson. RBI 59. Here's Bill Hasselman with the Red Sox up 1-0. They'll try Matt Stairs out again. Reggie Jefferson tagging at second base. Stairs lined up to throw, and he'll take a shot at third base on Reggie. It was very deep to right. Most runners you wouldn't have a chance, but Jefferson's not the fleetest of foot. He does make it safely to third with 1 out.
I figured Jefferson would have an advantage as a runner in this case, as the outfielder trying to fight the raindrops in his eyes, trying to set up and then grip the ball enough to be able to make the strong throw. Ball ended up going out quite a way to right field.
A's have to bring the infield in all the way around for Troy O'Leary. He even has a .316 batting average. Last period of time since the All-Star break, he's hitting almost .360. The Red Sox have the most potent offensive attack in baseball, hitting at .299 coming into the game. In fact, they're trying to become the first team in the big league since their club of 1950 to hit .300 or better. That's 47 years ago. And Ted Williams had a down year that season. Sliding over Spezio, he holds Reggie and throws out Troy O'Leary 2 away.
Big out for Andrew Lorraine, getting the ground ball with the infield playing in. And Reggie Jefferson not going on contact, so he's still there with Jeff Fry up and 2 outs.
Jeff Fry, the Red Sox second baseman, checks in. It was raining this afternoon at the Coliseum, which threw him a little bit because they didn't get the tarp down. So a lot of rain has actually fallen on the playing field tonight. Obviously neither club hit during batting practice, but would have been scheduled as batting practice.
I'd say the Red Sox definitely have an advantage tonight because they play in this kind of weather a lot. back in Boston. It could be cold, it could be raining, it could be snowing. Jeff Fry from Oakland probably never thought he'd see rain in August.
Fry lays off of that pitch. Red. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Although the A's are getting a little too used to it lately after the weekend in Milwaukee. Jeff Fry playing every day at second base with the injured and Naring. They have moved John Valentin from second to third. And they don't know, Ray, if the Naring's going to come back at the beginning of next year. He is out the year after undergoing season-ending elbow surgery, and they could not perform an arthroscopic procedure on him. They had to go in there and actually cut it up. So it's kind of iffy whether or not he'll be with them at the beginning of spring next year.
We got to see Jeff Fry do a great job last year for the Red Sox, and Jimmy Williams very quick to put him in there when Naring did get hurt.
Andrew Lorraine falls behind 3-1, Ray.
As it turned out, John Valentin, who started the season at second base, went over to third. And Nomar Garciaparra continues to play great shortstop.
Now waiting on deck is Darren Bragg, who was a left-handed hitter. See if they give him anything good to hit. He came after him on 3-1. He popped it. Foul, maybe playable. Izzy Molina reaching for it will stumble into the dugout. The ball bounces into the crowd. Izzy got some help from Barry Weinberg and a few others in the dugout there. What changes the entire way you play the game of baseball. You really have to go at it on your heels a little bit, don't you?
Well, Izzy's going at it, not even thinking about it, but reaching in, did not know how close he was to the dugout. Thought it was great the guys did not go to the top step to get wet. They made sure they stayed back and caught him.
Izzy looking up, seeing if Jeff Fry's peeking back at him. Red Sox have gotten 1 here in the second. Back-to-back doubles from Cordero and Jefferson. And now Jeff Fry tags one to left center field. Well struck, but Ernie Young's going to get there shy of the warning track. And the Red Sox second ends. Jefferson doubles in another, taking one more step towards the batting title. It's 1-0 Boston. Pouring. And just moments ago, home plate umpire and crew chief Richie Garcia, after consulting with Art Howe and Jimmy Williams, decided to halt the game, send the clubs back up into the clubhouse, and put the tarp back on. So we are now officially, Ray, into a rain delay.
Well, it's too bad, because that means the pitchers will have to re-warm up. And it's the way it's raining. I'm surprised, especially the weather forecast usually pretty much right on, but definitely not tonight, because it's raining harder now.
Well, the A's are down 1-0. They will be batting in the bottom of the second when the game resumes, and right now we don't know when that's going to be. We're going to play the finish for you of baseball's unforgettable finishes from this week in baseball. Then we'll come back in a bit and keep you updated on the weather here.